Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome if you all are new. Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and welcome to some more Happy Crafty. Listen, I'd love to share with you all how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe that you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. Plus, I feel like crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul, so no matter where you're at, keep going. Hey, listen, I would also love to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and punch that bell. It will update you every time I post a new video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to take one of these Dollar Tree plastic totes, and no, I do love this pink, but I wanted to do something that was going to transition into fall. So I'm starting out with this spray Mod Podge. Now, I've never tried this technique, but I have heard that this works. And I added a layer of the spray Mod Podge to the outside and a little bit to the inside of this. And then I'm going in with some black spray paint. And I want to create this really cute little kind of crisp apple basket. I want to do it in kind of like more of a modern farmhouse style. I know that black is going to be really hot for fall, and so I am going to go ahead and just spray this black. Now I'm using the Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint, which is actually my favorite. Now I'm going to take this cute little crisp apple part out of one of the calendars, and this is actually from that Market Fresh calendar last year. I know not everybody was able to find that, so you guys can pop online and just print out some cute little apples. I'm now going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm going to Mod Podge the little apples to the front of this. And also, if you guys have a Cricut, you could totally Cricut the little crisp apple to the top, the lettering, or you could even just use some of the Dollar Tree lettering. If you guys have noticed recently, they have so much amazing lettering. So anyway, I'm just going to attach the little crisp apple to the top of this with my Mod Podge and then the little apples. And I will tell you guys, I edited out the part where I got completely sloppy with my Mod Podge, almost to the point where I thought I ruined my project. So if you guys are doing a craft project right now, or you find yourself getting stuck sometimes midway through and just think it's not going to come out, I want to encourage you guys to give yourself grace, add a cute bow to it, or you can always just scrap the project if you need to, start over or do something different. But I want you to try to keep going because I have plenty of mess ups on my projects. And so I just wanted to give you guys a little side note. Sometimes you don't always see the things I break or the things I mess up. So anyway, I'm just adding some more Mod Podge, several layers later, and then let it dry. And this was really a fun one. I think I've never really done a whole lot of little apple themed things, but I thought it was just such a sweet idea for kind of this transitional phase that we're going through, because it is still summer, but I am looking forward to our new season of fall decor coming up. Now I make all of my goodies homemade or handmade, and so it does take me a while to prepare all of my decor for the inside and outside of my house. So just a little side note there. Now here's kind of where you guys can see I really got crazy with the Mod Podge. It happens. I am not a graceful Mod Podger. For all of you guys that are there with me and get glue and paint everywhere, there you have that. So here's how it turned out though, you guys. It turned out so stinking cute. Okay, so they have these little garlands at Hobby Lobby, these little buffalo check plaid garlands, which I think are going to be amazing for fall. But you guys could always make them with some pretty fabric. So fun and fabulous on a total budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, my amazing, gorgeous, brilliant daughter is going to help me do this particular DIY. So she decided to share a dream catcher with you all. She's taking one of the metal hoops from Dollar Tree, and it actually comes attached to a couple of other hoops. You can just remove one of them, and then you can take some of that Dollar Tree yarn, or really any yarn that you all have on hand, and just wrap it around the center point. She wrapped it several times until she felt like it was full enough. And then she just kind of tied it off by looping it underneath that piece of yarn and then kind of tying it off. So really, these dream catchers are really amazing and super easy to make. The best thing is there's no glue required. So You guys can make these with pretty much all ages. Okay, so now she's moving to the opposite side of her dream catcher, and she's just going to tie the yarn on that side and then twist it around multiple times until she gets enough fullness. And again, you guys can really just have fun with this and make it your own. You can add colors, you can add feathers, beads, just really get creative. Okay, so she did loop it around a couple more times, and then when she got to the point where she was satisfied, she just went ahead and began to loop it around the next part. Okay, so she just moved the yarn to another space on the loop and just kind of kept looping it and twisting it. So that's really how she created one. And you know, she didn't watch a video, she just looked at the picture and she's like, Mom, I think I can do this. So I think she really has a knack for this, you guys, and she's amazing and talented and brilliant and brave, and I just absolutely think she hung the moon. So thankful and blessed and happy. You guys can drop a comment down below and leave some heart emojis for her in your favorite color, or her favorite color is actually purple. So anyway, but she just kept looping that yarn around, and then she did loop it around through the center to kind of stabilize it just a bit. And she's pretty much the coolest chick ever. So she trimmed that part off, and then once she had that completed, she just kind of pinched it and tied it just, you know, in a couple little knots there to really tie it off in the center. And then she took her fingers and she just kind of pulled the yarn apart, and that gave it more of kind of that really cool like dream catcher effect. Now, we had bought these pom-poms at Michael's, gosh, last Christmas probably, and so they come on a big yarn roll. But she just took those pom-poms and tied them on to the base of her dream catcher and just kind of created like a really cool, chill, just kind of little dream catcher here. But again, you guys could use feathers or really anything that you have on hand. My mom shared with me too that you guys can like even hot glue some pretty little sunflowers to some yarn or whatnot. So there's really so many ways you could do this. Okay, now for the center point, she decided to add some of this yarn in kind of a circular pattern. So she just looped the yarn through the little spindly parts of the yarn and then tied that off. And she did that with several loops here until she got to the desired fullness. And you guys can go back on some of my older videos and see some of the DIYs that she's done when she was even younger. So it's kind of fun to look back. But this is an amazing project and a great one for you guys to do with your kiddos, or just if you guys want to have something fun to do. Again, you can also change up the yarn colors and really get creative with that aspect as well. Here is how it turned out. These are amazing to hang in kids' rooms, or if you need to catch some dreams, drop a heart comment down below, show some love, and so fun and fabulous on a budget. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take with those Dollar Tree silver buckets, and I added some floral foam into the center. The next thing I wanted to do was just create a super easy, fun little sunflower floral arrangement. And so I'm going to take some of the Dollar Tree sunflowers, and I'm just going to trim them apart, and I used the yellow ones and then also the orange ones. And Benji Bear, my puppy dog, just turned 1 year old today, so he wants to say hi to you guys. We had a little birthday party for him, and I'll leave some clips at the end of the video for you guys. But it sounds like somebody must be outside because he's really getting excited. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop an apple into this little arrangement. I love to do this like at the late summer. I like to pop some little cute crisp apples in there. And so to do that, it's super easy. Dollar Tree has these foam apples, and you just take a shish kebab stick, stick it up to the center, and then trim it to the level of your floral arrangement. And this is totally optional. You guys definitely don't have to be putting fruit into your arrangements, but I just think it's a fun thing to do. And it would be a neat little back to school gift if you're a teacher to pop that on your desk, or just if you like to get creative with your florals like me. And I'm also going to be doing a really cute little apple bucket in this DIY series. So you guys are going to love that, which I actually just did for you guys. But yeah, so I'm adding in some cute little mums up here at the top. And oh my goodness, you know, the little mini mums are great. So all of these supplies are from the Dollar Tree, but you guys can have so much fun with this. Okay, so you guys know me, I love my bows. So I decided to make a quick little Olivia bow. I looped this Dollar Tree ribbon over on itself twice, and it's a cute burlap with polka dot ribbon. I love this ribbon once fall starts to come into full effect. Definitely be grabbing this from the Dollar Tree. It's great because it's also wired. So you just tie this off at the center, super easy peasy, and you can pop it into your arrangement. You can put it on the end of a dowel and pop it in that way, or you can do like me and just hot glue it to the side. I also decided to make some tails, so to do that I just trimmed off a piece of the wired ribbon, and then I'm going to hot glue that to the edge. So the first thing I want to do is add on my tails, and again, this just makes it so fun and fabulous on a total budget, you guys. And then I added in my little Dollar Tree bow. So there you have that. You guys know I have to get a little bit extra and super blingy, so I added some bling jeweled to the center, and there you guys have it. A gorgeous little kind of back to school, kind of late summer. We've got some blooming sunflowers in there. You guys could always pop the apples out and add in some leaves, and that will make your fall arrangement. So drop a comment down below and let me know, how's everybody doing and how's your summer going? That is going to be the secret question for today's video. So I usually leave it at the end of the video, but I'm kind of popping it into the center to see who's listening. I'm giving away a $100 Hobby Lobby gift card. So all you guys have to do is drop a comment down below with some positive vibes for summer and let me know, how is your summer going? Good, bad, neutral? Is it hot where you're at? I know we've been getting some 90-degree weather here. So I love y'all, and I hope you are enjoying these DIYs. Fabulous as always on a budget, you guys. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I have been crushing on the Dollar Tree crosses. So this is one of the wooden crosses with little stand. These are going to be in the Crafters Square section. They're just like a wood that's raw and unfinished. So I'm taking this Waverly Antique Wax. I get this at Walmart. You guys can use any wax, or even some brown paint will work as well. I'm just using a little Dollar Tree sponge brush, and I'm going to apply it all over the entire little cross here. And if you get it too like gloopy, because it can be a little bit runny, you can just take like a paper towel, or you can have like a stain rag and evenly distribute it even more. And then you can even sand that and reapply if you want to get really picky and have like a really nice looking finished product. I usually just do one coat with the raw unfinished wood. I think it comes out pretty well. And you can also even add some little dabs of paint over it if you want to give it some dimension. Is something nice to do as well. But again, I'm just going over the entire thing with the stain. So my idea was to take this smaller cross. So these also come from Dollar Tree, and you can easily pop the base of them off. And I'm just taking this paintbrush and I'm adding some of the Elephant Waverly chalk paint to the outside of this. So I want to create a cross that I can take from late summer into early fall. I have one in my windowsill right now, and it's one of the ones that I did where I used the Mackenzie Childs paper and kind of decoupaged it or glued it to the front of that cross. So I already have one, but I know once summer gets closer to being over, I want to change it out with something that has a little bit more of a rustic vibe. Now, rustic glam that is, because I have to add this beautiful jewel to the center. These jewels are from totallydazzled.com. Natalie is amazing, and she is a small business, so you guys are going to have to check out her link in the description box below. I also gave my cross, as you guys can kind of see here, a little bit of stain to it. So very lightly I rubbed it with some stain to kind of give it that old weathered, old rugged cross feel. Jesus is definitely my go-to, especially in this season of my life, and always and forever. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying that one. For this next DIY, I'm going to take some of these wooden plaques and some of these wooden blocks, and I'm just going to begin to hot glue these little wooden blocks together. And these are from the Dollar Tree, and they come in the kids section. And I have to give out a major shout out to my daughter. She helped me with this project. I have such a hard time at painting smaller pieces. It's just really tedious. I get impatient with it. So she popped in here to help me with this one, but we just hot glued. So I'm hot gluing the little blocks together. She's painting them. So we're really going to make this DIY happen for you guys. But what I want to do is I want to create like a little two-tiered riser. So I want to be able to move this around, but then if I want to stick things up underneath it, it's going to have like this little secret shelf thing. So the wooden plaques are going to be in your Dollar Tree in the Crafters Square section. And now I'm going to town also with some paint. I'm just using one of the sponge brushes from Dollar Tree. I've never been a huge sponge brusher, but I do notice a lot of DIYers use them, and they're really pretty nice to use, you guys. So you can get them in a pack of like 5 or 6. They're different sizes depending on whether or not you get them in the automotive section or the DIY craft section. Anyway, so I just popped the little legs onto the plaques, and so I did double up on the blocks so they would be a little bit more sturdy. I've done another one of these and I just used one set of blocks and it didn't seem like enough, but these are like the little Jingo wooden blocks. So here's where my little secret kind of drawer shelf is going to be. And then once I had that done, I went ahead and added the rest of the blocks to the top part, and that's going to be actually the base of my shelf. So, and you guys may be able to notice that they didn't get completely lined up. Sometimes it's hard to film in the side that you guys see, I don't see. So it's almost like crafting blind. I can see a little bit of it in the camera, but now that I have that finished, I am going to take some of the Waverly Antique Wax and I'm just going to go in and around the side edges here, and that's going to kind of give this little stand a bit of a rustic appearance. So I'm going to start moving into some of my more rustic looks for the upcoming fall season. I love to bring those wood tones in, and you know, even if you're not super rustic, you could always do like a French farmhouse or a shabby chic rustic just by adding in just some of those little bits of vintage tap vibes. So again, I'm just using the wax. I'm going in and around all the little spaces here. It probably would have been a good idea to have done this before I glued everything together, but as with your crafting, it's sometimes you're just not seeing something that you want to do until once you get something put together more. So that's kind of where I went with this project. I thought it looked cute without the wax too, but again, I just kind of want to do a little bit something rustic. So here it is. I probably didn't give you guys the best view on the finished product displayed because I had some goodies on it, and then I have my little cross and candle in front of it, but trust me, it's really adorable and it's a great little riser. When I do my vignettes and displays in my home and for you guys, I always like to have different heights of things. I just think it gives my eye something to look at. So I hope you guys are enjoying this one as well. For this next DIY, I'm going to take some of these flickering flameless candles, and these are not actually from Dollar Tree. They're from Amazon, but you can get them at Dollar General. You guys can get these pretty much anywhere. I do like to order mine off Amazon. They're about $13, and they usually have a coupon you can apply. They'll come straight to your door. And I love them because they're so safe for kiddos and pets and all of that. So I'm taking this burlap. It's just a burlap piece of ribbon, and I'm going to hot glue the ribbon to the ribbon. So you guys can use any ribbon or fabric for this part. And if you just hold it kind of really tight and then hot glue the ribbon around it, you're not going to have to worry about hot gluing onto your candle because you can't hot glue really onto a candle that well. I believe you can Mod Podge though. I think I've Mod Podged on top of my candles before. I should know that by now, right guys? Anyway, to get this a little bit more sturdy on there, I didn't get as quite as tight as I wanted it to. So I'm just going to take some raffia, tie some raffia around the candle, and then trim that off. And so there you guys have that. Now I'm going to take a sunflower and think about putting a sunflower on the front of it. That would be cute. That's an idea. Or you could always use these little cotton pods. They're selling these at Dollar Tree as well. But those are just a couple of different little ideas on how you can decorate the outside of your candle. Now I chose to leave this a little bit more neutral because I do have a lot of kind of crafty looking sunflower things happening already in my living room. And I just wanted them to be able to be displayed without the candles taking away from my sunflower arrangements, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But if you need a pop of color and you just want to do something small, I think it would be fun to add something to the front of this. So anyway, those are just some ideas for you guys to kind of play around with as you're making your late summer decor. And here is how they turned out, popped into my cute little arrangement. So fun and fabulous on a budget. Now I'm going to leave the link to my Amazon store down below. It has all kinds of fun crafting supplies, pillow covers for super cheap that you can get seasonally, and some of my cute little outfit things that I buy off Amazon. Just pretty much everything I love to order on Amazon, I kind of put in my little Amazon store, and it just gives you guys basically links to be able to shop some of that fun stuff. So maybe you guys can find some stuff that you'll enjoy, but the flickering flameless candles are kind of a must-have for me right now. So for this next DIY, it's actually going to be kind of more of like a trash to treasure DIY, but we found this Gatorade bottle out in the yard and cleaned it up, and I decided to make it into like this cute little kind of late summer, early fall arrangement. So I'm just taking some of this wax Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to chalk paint the outside of this little jar. And you guys could use any jar really pretty much that's in your refrigerator. And it doesn't even probably have to be glass. And Dollar Tree also sells like little glass jars as well. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I need to make a cute arrangement with that. So once it dried, I only used one coat, but once it dried, it probably needed to do 2 coats, but I knew I was going to like decorate it with this cute little burlap ribbon. So I just wrapped the burlap ribbon around my jar and tied it, or just wrapped it on there and hot glued it. And then I'm just taking some of this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm going to make a cute little easy bow to dovetail your ends on any bow for your tails. You're just going to cut a little triangle in an upwards direction. Always remember to try to do that. It gives your projects a really nice little finished edge. And if you're selling your projects or giving them away, you want them to look really nice and pretty and professional. So then once I have that done, I'm just going to take and make a cute little loopy bow. This is seriously the easiest bow. You just take the ribbon, loop it on over on itself, and then tie it off in a center. It's kind of what I call like a little tuxedo kind of bow, which I'm not for sure if that's the official term, but that's what I think is a nice term for it. Okay, so once I have that tied off at the center, I'm just going to hot glue it to the front of this little jar, and then you guys can get really creative on what you want to put in your jar. My tails were a little long. I think I ended up trimming those off just a bit more, but I hot glued it to the front, and then you can just pop some flowers in. This is like seriously the easiest arrangement in the world, and there you have that. I even popped in some like little white flowers too, just to give it a bit of dimension. I think I might have just liked it better though with the sunflowers. I don't know, you guys are gonna have to let me know on that one. So anyway, here it is popped in to my cute little kind of a late summer crisp apple display. Let me know which is your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. Now on to the good part, Benji Bear's very first birthday. Okay, so here is all the puppy dog treats that we made. Really, it's just some dog food, and then we have cat food out for Tinky. Now Tinky is terrified of Theo, and Theo is not used to being around cats. So Theo is my son's dog over here. And he is about 4 or 5 months younger than Benji Bear, but Benji Bear's official birthday is June 28th. And so there's my son and his beautiful girlfriend. These two are just amazing. So I know it's kind of a silly thing to have a dog birthday party, but we could not resist. And this little cake is dog friendly. They actually make those, and you can bake them also homemade. So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. I just want to encourage you guys to keep up the good work crafting and decorating no matter where you're at. Keep plugging in those glue guns and putting one foot in front of the other. So if you all are new, welcome. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. You don't have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. And for everybody that comes back and loves on me, thank you guys so much for being here. Your kind comments and just encouragement and words truly mean the world to me. Now listen, let's light up the comment section with positivity. Don't forget to answer the secret question in today's video so you guys can have a chance to enter my Hobby Lobby gift card. And I just want to tell y'all, I love y'all. I hope you're having a gorgeous, blessed day. I cannot wait for our new season of decorating. It's gonna be right around the corner. I hope everybody's having a gorgeous, blessed summer. I love y'all so much. I'm hugging all of your hearts so tight. And until the next video, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye. That I love you. Ooh, ooh.